continue. Let mutual love continue. That's even the name right there. Let mutual love continue. Because, it's really nice to be able to love your sister. Yes? Sometimes. Really nice to love your brothers. Sometimes. Yeah. I don't know. I was the youngest child, so all I knew about was mutual blame continued. We had a thing in our house where it was, you're in the doghouse. The one with Stephen on it, the actual worker, because that many times it got moved. Anyway, one time Jesus went to a dinner party with the leader of the Pharisees. You understand the leader of the Pharisees? What is that? So the Pharisees were one of the leaders in the church. They would have called the temple or the synagogue in those days. Somebody like me. Jesus and them never really saw eye to eye. It didn't really seem like they liked each other very much. And yet, here's Jesus going to have dinner with them. You ever gone to somebody's house and had dinner with them? You didn't really like them very much. Yeah, I don't think I'm not. Maybe that first week in college. The Pharisees did this, and the leader in particular did it so that they could keep an eye on Jesus. Right? They wanted to check out what Jesus was all about, and what he was doing, and what he was saying, and how he would behave when he's not like on the Sermon on the Mount giving blessed are the poor in spirit, or when he's healing people in the back room, or when he's doing whatever Jesus does. They wanted to see him up close and personal, because if you wanted to get to know someone, one person become your friend, that's what you would do. Right? Go to school for the first day, you're in a new classroom, new teacher, you've got new people there. Who knows what's going on? There any friends around? You're going to check the people out, right? Put your eyeball on them. See what's going on. Well, Jesus, while he was sitting there, noticed that people were taking like the head chair. The head of the table, center of the table. You ever notice that the President of the United States never sits at the end of the table, he always sits in the middle? The cabinet meeting, he always sits in the middle. But it would be the place of honor. Like in this room, see that chair over there under the numbers? That big chair? That's the chair for the bishop. So if the bishop all of a sudden shows up, Bishop Gutierrez, he won't be in Israel. But if he did, that's where we would have him sit, in that chair. Every Episcopal church that I've ever been in has one of those chairs, so that if the bishop shows up, there's a place where we can sit. Did you ever take the seat of honor by mistake? Did you ever do that? No. Ever? Ever take your dad's seat? Yeah. I have this memory of being in school. And there was a kid who thought a little highly of himself. It wasn't mine. He came in early. When he came in early, he decided he would sit in the teacher's chair. Sat in the teacher's chair, and I'm not teachers generally have like a bigger desk than everybody else. They would sit there. He sat there, read out his stuff, hadn't shown up. Teacher shows up and says to him, "Oh, okay, teach the class. Have at it." Calling his bluff. So you'll be the teacher today. Walk back to the back of the room, hold his wine, maybe put a lessons to begin. And of course, the person got a little bit embarrassed for other stuff and sort of sheepishly found their seat right there. And teacher came back up and place. Don't assume that you can take that front seat. Jesus is teaching us to be humble. Humble. What do you think? Right? Humble? You know that word? You know the word humble? No. Let me tell you about humble. Humble is about acting as we are. Acting as ourselves. Not being too high about ourselves, not being low about ourselves, knowing the mistakes we make, knowing the successes we have. Humble. We're to be ourselves. You know why we're to be ourselves? Anybody? Everybody else is taking that's a good answer. Not the one I was looking for, but it's a good answer. We're to be the person that God made us. Every one of us was made in the image of God and given to this planet as a gift to the rest of us. We're to be the person that we are made to be. And then Jesus goes on. He goes on to say, look, you can also find the ones that are struggling and take them along with them or join them. The song I know, it says, with one hand, reach out to Jesus, and with the other, bring a friend. I can't imagine if you don't know books that are like this in school. No, we don't know that in our work or in our daily life. People that are lonely. People who sit at margins. Who's, no offense. Those doing it, but the ones that sit in the back pew. It's they're waiting to see, right? Like those Pharisees, they're keeping their eyes on us. And we want to be able to include them. So there might be a kid that's like at recess or outside the playground who's not being included. Wouldn't it be wonderful if you could go over and include that child in the activities? I know of a student was in preschool, and he absolutely loved school. Loved it. He absolutely loved school. And he loved to learn new things and try new activities. I hope you know somebody that's like that. One day, a new girl came into the class. I remember this was preschool. She was crying because her mom wasn't there. Probably felt that separation anxiety. Her mom was at home and she was at school. She was feeling lonely and homesick. The teacher's wisdom just let her cry. No, preschool. Hoping that she would settle down. And the first person put his stuff away as he was taught, stood up and walked over and sat down next to her. And he started to cry too. And all of a sudden the girl realized that someone had come and joined her. She had a companion in her suffering. Soon she stopped crying and they both came back and joined the class. Later, when he was asked, why did you do that? He said, she was going to cry, but she must not cry alone. I had to join her. Everything we need to learn in life, we learn in kindergarten. We need to have companions. We need to be a companion to others. This story is one where we look for a person who might be struggling. They might find it hard to read, to write, to read, or do the math. Or they might feel distant from others, as if they have no friends. Jesus is saying to us, go and support them. Help them. Show them how you do work. And you could even say, I'll be your friend. It takes courage. It takes risk to do that. We all know it. And we've all done it. And it's been hard. Sometimes we say, okay, maybe the person sitting next to you, she's really out there. But maybe it's your turn this time to find that person who's lonely. That's a cheater. You should start with. They didn't like it. That's what happens. Because what happens is we get this opinion that not only the teacher doesn't like us, but maybe everybody else in the room doesn't like us. And then maybe we should love ourselves. And then and that's the problem with being set aside and apart from being alone. Being someone's friend is a part of hospitality. Remember that word hospitality, Davis? Treating other people. It's how we show God's love. How we show God's love for us. And how God, through loving other people around us. Hospitality is treating people with respect and honor. Hospitality is fun. It's fun. We show hospitality every day we go to school and do other things. Being kind to our fellow students. Being kind to our teachers. They're not being kind to others in the school. We show hospitality to all, especially those who feel lonely and without friends. And as we become friends, we are kind to each other, and our lives become full of meaning and growth. We learn even deeper. We learn even deeper how God loves us, cares for us through the way we care for others. Amen. Amen. So perhaps there was a word or phrase in the scripture readings, in my thought, in the prayer before, in this session, that struck you, that might stick with you. We have to speak up loud because of the air conditioners. Humble. Empathy. Wow, there's another big word. Empathy. Empathy is how we care for other people and feel their feelings. So like in that story, the boy understood how that girl felt, and felt empathy for her. That's what it means. You take on understanding of the other person's feelings. Be yourself. Say it again. Let mutual love continue. Now we take time to recite the Nicene Creed. Another thing that has been around for 1,600 years or more. It keeps us connected to the teachers of the apostles, the early church. It is an expression of what we believe, and it reminds us of our baptismal covenant, the agreement that we make with God of our rule of life. Once again, these are very familiar words, so we're going to slow down and pay attention. But before we do that, because I skipped it, we're going to take that moment of silence, think about the lessons that we just